Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way?
No. I've never told anyone I am a U.S. citizen.
What is claimed?
Claim is to say something is true.
What does claim to be a U.S. citizen mean?
To state you are a U.S. citizen.
Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No.
Do you know what register is?
To sign up.
Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No.
What is election?
To choose a new leader.
What does vote mean?
To elect new leaders.
Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order to nobility in any foreign country?
No.
What does order of nobility mean?
Like king or queen.
What does a hereditary title mean?
A royal title, such as a prince or princess.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent, or been confined to a mental institution?
No.
What does legally incompetent?
To have mental problem under law.
What is a mental institution?
A hospital for people with mental problems.
Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes?
No, I always pay for my taxes on time.
What is owe taxes?
To have a debt.
What does overdue taxes mean?
Didn't pay taxes on time.
Do you know what overdue is?
Overdue is late.
Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident?
No, I always have filed my tax return on time.
What is a tax return?
Sending tax paperwork to the government.
Have you called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident?
No, when I find my tax return, I file as a resident.
What does your non-U.S. resident mean?
Not a U.S. resident.
Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world?
No, I've not been part of any of them.
Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party?
No.
Do you understand Communist Party is?
No freedom like China, North Korea.
Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated either directly or indirectly with any other totalitarian party?
No.
What is a totalitarian party?
Government controls everything and people have no power.
Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated either directly or indirectly with a terrorist organization?
No.
Can you define terrorist organization?
Like AI killer, use violence against people.
Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
No.
What does overthrow mean?
To remove the government from power.
What is advocated?
To publicly support.
What is violence?
Action to hurt people.
Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion?
No.
Do you understand what prosecuted means?
To hurt someone badly.
What does national origin mean?
Where a person is from.
Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for, or associate in any way, with the Nazi government of Germany?
No.
Tell me what associate means.
To have a connection.
What is the Nazi government?
Hitler killed many people.
Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for, or associate in any way with any government in any area occupied by, allied with, or established with the help of the Nazi government of Germany?
No.
What does occupied mean?
Possession of a place.
Do you know what allied is?
Allied is military agreement.
Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for, or associate in any way with any German, Nazi, or SS military unit, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, citizen unit, police unit, government agency, or office, extermination camp, concentration camp, prisoner of war camp, prison, labor camp, or transit camp?
No.
What is ASS military unit?
Nazi government.
What is an extermination camp?
A place to keep people before killing them.
What is a concentration camp?
A place to keep prisoners during the war.
What is a prisoner of war camp?
A place to keep enemy soldiers captured during the war.
What is a transit camp?
A place to keep people, such as refugees, temporarily.
Were you ever involved, in any way, with any of the following genocide?
No.
What does genocide mean?
To kill a whole race.
Were you ever involved, in any way, with any of the following torture?
No.
What does torture mean?
To hurt someone physically.
Were you ever involved, in any way, with any of the following: killing, or trying to kill someone?
No.
What is to kill?
Make someone die.
What does involved mean?
Help with something.
Were you ever involved, in any way, with any of the following: badly hurting, or trying to hurt, a person on purpose?
No.
What does on purpose is?
Hurting someone.
Were you ever involved in any way with any of the following: forcing, or trying to force, someone to have any kind of sexual contact, or the relations?
No.
What does forcing sexual contact, or reactions mean?
Touching someone's body, when they don't want it.
Were you ever involved in any way with any of the following: not letting someone practice his or her religion?
No.
What does not letting mean?
Stop not allowing someone.
What does religion mean?
A belief in God?
Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in, any of the following groups?
A military unit.
No. Military unit is like an army.
Paramilitary unit.
No. Paramilitary unit is like a military group, but is not official.
C. Police unit.
No. Police unit is people who stop crime.
Self-defense unit.
No. Self-defense unit is protects their community using weapons.
E. Vigilante unit.
No. Like the police, but are not the police.
F. Rebel group.
No. A group that fights a government.
G. Guerrilla group.
No. A group that uses weapons to attack the military, police, or government, or others.
Militia.
No. An army of people, not part of the official military.
Insurgent organization.
No. A group that uses weapons and fights against a government.
Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier? Or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following?
Prison or jail.
No. A place where prisoner are kept.
Prison camp.
No. Prison camp is prison for enemy soldiers.
Detention specialty.
No. A place where people are forced to stay.
Labor camp.
No. A place force people to work.
Any other place where people were forced to stay.
No. I've never worked at any of those places.
Were you ever a part of any group? Or did you ever have any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person, or that threatened to do so?
No.
Can you define threatened?
To tell someone that you will kill or hurt them.
Can you define weapon?
Like a knife or gun.
Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person?
No.
What does provide mean?
Give.
Did you ever receive any type of a military, paramilitary, or weapons training?
No.
What is weapons training?
Learn to use bombs or guns.
20. Did you ever recruit, ask, enlist, sign up, conscript, require, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group?
No.
Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat?
No.
What does combat mean?
To fight in war.
Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested?
No.
Do you know what arrested is?
Handcrafted by the police.
Do you know what is crime?
An action that breaks the law.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official, or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces, for any reason?
No.
Do you understand what cited is?
Given a ticket by police.
What does detained mean?
Held in custody by police.
Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense?
No.
What does charge mean?
Police tell you that you did something illegal.
What is offense?
A minor crime.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense?
No.
Can you define convicted?
The judge says, you did a bad thing.
Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitation program? For example, diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjudication, deferred adjudication.
No.
What is rehabilitative program?
A program to help someone to restore health.
Have you ever received or suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled?
No.
What does probation mean?
You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time.
What is parole?
The early release of the prisoner.
Have you ever been in jail or prison?
No.
Have you ever been a habitual drunkard?
No, I rarely drink alcohol.
What is habitual drunkard?
Someone drinks too much alcohol regularly.
Have you ever been a prostitute? or procured anyone for prostitution?
No, I've never sold my body or paid for sex.
Can you define prostitute?
Someone who has sex for money.
Do you know what prostitution means?
The act of having sex for money.
What does procure mean?
To find someone for sex.
Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substance, illegal drugs, or narcotics?
No, I've never sold any illegal drugs.
What does smuggled controlled substance mean?
Transport drug illegally but restriction.
What does illegal drugs or narcotics mean?
Such as heroin or cocaine.
Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time?
No.
Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit?
No.
What does obtain mean?
To gain something.
Do you know what immigration benefit is?
Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship.
Have you ever helped anyone to enter, or try to enter, the United States to illegally?
No.
What does try to enter illegally mean?
No visa.
Gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling?
No.
Tell me what illegal gambling means.
To play a game for money.
Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony?
No.
What does pay alimony mean?
To pay money to an ex-spouse after a divorce under the law.
Have you ever made any misrepresentation, sensation to obtain any public benefit in the United States?
No.
How do you define misrepresentation is?
Lie to the government.
What is a public benefit?
Like food stamps, health care.
Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, or fraudulent, or misleading?
No, I have never lied.
What does false mean?
Not true.
What is fraudulent?
To claim something that is not true.
What does misleading mean?
Giving the wrong idea.
Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefit while in the United States?
No.
What does lie mean?
To say something that is not true.
Can you define admission into the United States?
To come into the United States.
Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States?
No.
What does to be deported mean?
To force a person to leave a country.
Have you ever been ordered to removed, excluded, or deported from the United States?
No.
Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceeding?
No.
Do you understand what rescission is?
Reversing a decision.
What is deportation proceeding?
The legal process.
Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings including administratively closed proceedings currently pending against you?
No.
What does pending mean?
Waiting to happen.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What are armed forces?
Military.
Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
Have you ever been court-martialed, administratively separated, or disciplined, or have you received an other than honorable discharge while in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What does court-martialed mean?
To go to a military court.
What does discharge mean?
A soldier leaves the military.
What is disciplined?
To be punished for doing something wrong.
Have you ever been discharged from training or service in the U.S. Armed Forces because you were an alien?
No.
Do you know what alien is?
A person who lives in a country, but is not a citizen.
Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What does avoid being drafted mean?
Prevent from being selected as a soldier.
Have you ever applied for any kind of blue exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What is an exemption?
Apply to be excused.
Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
What does desert mean?
Run away.
Are you a male who live in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays?
No.
Do you support the Constitution and form of the government of the United States?
Yes, I do.
What is the Constitution?
It is the supreme law of the land.
What is the form of government of the United States?
Republic.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes, I do. What is an oath?
A promise.
Do you know what allegiance means?
To be loyal to something.
What is an oath of allegiance?
A promise to be loyal to the United States.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes, I am willing to serve in the U.S. military and use a weapon.
What does bear arms mean?
Use weapon.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant service in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Yes, I am willing to serve in the U.S. military and not use a weapon.
What is a non-combatant?
To work for the military, but you don't fight.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes, I'm willing to work to help for the people of the United States.
Do you know what work of national importance is?
Tasks that are important to a nation.
What is civilian?
A person who is not in the military